People with ADHD are much more prone to addiction than other groups of people, and that's across alcohol, weed, all sorts of things. And ever since I've made my ADHD videos, I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me, how do I deal with my X addiction? How do I deal with my Y dependency? And today I just wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with it, how I've dealt with it, having ADHD, and just sort of be candid. This will be like a longer rant video, just kind of talking about my life. So the first time I was ever introduced to weed was freshman year of college. I had a roommate who let me borrow his device, and I only ever used it on the weekends. He had like a strict like weekends only policy, and he was pretty regimented with it. I didn't ever, really see him use it improperly. And I didn't either for the longest time. It was just I kind of had a really safe and happy relationship with it. Bose headphones, lie in my bed, listen to all sorts of new music, and just feel like the 3D music video inside my body just light up like a Christmas tree. Like I just felt tingles and waves and listened to all sorts of new things and music I'd already heard but didn't have the ears for. And there were a lot of great experiences like that with weed. And I think that's the first thing that I want to stress is like when you get involved with a substance, you're forming a relationship. Just like you form a relationship with a person, just like you form a relationship with anything else. Of course, it's not all bad. If it was all bad, you wouldn't want to do it in the first place. Like something that's all bad has zero no appeal at all. Like you don't need to try to not do it. So the struggle isn't in recognizing its pros and its cons. The struggle is in recognizing the relationship you have. And I had a very good relationship for a long time. But during that freshman year, I had a lot of terrible things happen. A lot of people in my life betrayed me. I lost a lot of things. It was a new time in my life. I'm like living in a dorm. And so many things were just in the air and being restructured. And I was very, very, very depressed. Probably the worst I've ever been in my life, just rock bottom. And that's where weed kind of stepped in. It's not that you can't have a good relationship with these things, but you don't know what life has got in store for you. And the moment that you really, really need something, it becomes very attractive to you to have a dependency, you know? And I think that's why people with ADHD have dependencies, Our entire life, we have to deal with this overwhelming shame that is just grinded into our skin every single day. The same phrases. You're not trying hard enough. Why can't you remember? If only you applied yourself. All this shit said by everybody over and over. And that's not even that's just what other people say. That's not even what's in our own mind. That's not even what has already been programmed. And substances can be a really easy way to escape that misery that comes with ADHD, that cycle of self-hatred and insecurity and feeling worthless. And I mean, I understand, after I went through that phase, that depressive episode for a couple of months, I mean, my use was just whenever I was bored, whenever I felt bad, all it takes is being in proximity to something like that to form a dependency on it, because a dependency is not like you need it to do everything. It's comfort. It's a relationship with the substance. And so on and off for the next 2 years. So it was like freshman year to sort of right before junior year, around junior year when I finally quit. I whenever I was down, I used this relationship, this dependency I had formed to pick me back up. It didn't ever really pick me back up, right? And that's the reason that we leave relationships with substances, because they don't ever fix the problem truly. But it was there for me when I was bored. It was there for me when I was sad. It was there for me when I didn't feel anything. It was there for me so often that I only really knew how to be something in light of it. You know, I didn't know how to be myself anymore, in a lot of ways. Not, of course, not in all ways. Um, but anyways, the things that it was taking from me became more and more pronounced, I guess you could say. And I started to realize that I had this issue, that I had this dependency, and it was unhealthy. It wasn't serving me. And so I got it in my mind that I wanted to quit. Um, and quitting is a very hard thing. Quitting is not a very human thing. It's not normal to just have something that you love, have something that you have a relationship with, that you're connected to, and just drop it out of thin air. That's not really how we work. And I spent several months discovering this firsthand. And I think over time, the reason that I quit, and now I've been 3 years sober, is because I don't want to do it anymore. But like when you're in a toxic relationship, it's hard to believe that there's more to life than what you have, that there's more people out there, that there's someone who could understand you, that it doesn't have to only be this person. It doesn't have to only be this one mode of existence, this one substance, this one state of consciousness. There's so much more out there. And it was actually through connecting with myself and maturing that I grew apart from the relationship. And also that I respected the relationship for what it was. I don't look back on those memories with regret. I loved the experiences. Like it totally changed the music that I listened to. It connected me with groups of people I thought I'd never be with. It chilled me the fuck out, to be honest. It did all sorts of things. And so that's why I've avoided a lot of sponsors around quitting or ending, substance abuse or talking about addiction, because I have a very intimate relationship with that subject. I think it's really important to not fearmonger, to not say, this is some terrible thing, you need to get it out of your system, blah, 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 hate, regret, shame. Dependency is normal because relationships are normal. We become dependent on all sorts of things, and some dependencies are more looked down on than others, but so few people talk about how to actually overcome a dependency in a healthy way and be yourself and take lessons and meanings from that dependency and live with them in your life as a new person. Which is why if you're trying to quit or you want to develop a better relationship with your dependency on whatever it is, really, I want to present CLEAR30 to you. This app was shown to me a couple of weeks ago, and honestly, out of all of the apps that I've been offered, I get a lot of DMs about this type of stuff. This is one of the most promising tools for self-help that I have ever seen. It's got a community page for connecting with other people on your journey, daily check-ins, daily reminders, the social media kind of like scrolling format where you can learn about new hobbies, hear other people's Reddit stories, YouTube videos, perspectives, just, like, here are 10 different ideas for things you could be doing instead of having this dependency. I've never seen an app that is so well-intentioned to its goal and so compassionate and kind and loved. It's so extensive and well-made. I can't help but want to partner with them and make videos talking about it like this one. Maybe they're a little bit longer. You might not all watch this, that's fine. Yeah, anyways, if you're trying to become independent from weed and this looks promising to you, please check it out. I think it's some really, really good stuff. I think it could really help. And I hope my story and just hearing somebody else relate and talk about it was helpful for you. Take care, everybody. I love you all.